Hello, fellow investors, and welcome back to Borex Investing. So I wanted to give an update on the stock price of Nebius now after the huge news of the Microsoft deal has settled in. So I posted a video this week covering my thoughts on the deal, so check that out if you didn't yet. I'll include it at the end. But today I actually wanted to cover the current stock price and the recent news regarding dilution that you may have missed. And also I wanted to share my current Nebius position with you. So in case you missed it, on September 8th after hours, NBIS totally shocked the market. Shares surged 40% in extended trading after the company announced a $17.4 billion landmark contract with Microsoft to provide dedicated AI GPU infrastructure capacity. And with add-ons, this deal is worth up to $20 million. Now here's the crazy part. This single contract is larger than Nebius's entire market cap going into the announcement. So the company was valued at just $15.3 billion before this deal hit the wires. So let's break this down for a second. With this deal, revenues are set to increase at least eightfold as a direct result of the agreement. ARR will at least triple, moving Nebius from a $1 billion run rate story into a $3 to $4 billion ARR company. And yet, despite all of this, the stock is only up about 40% on the news. Do you see this disconnect? This stock remains, in my view, extremely undervalued. So my updated price target for summer 2026 is $200 per share. And yes, that figure does bake in execution risk. The company still needs to deliver on capacity and manage its build out. But imagine if they announce another major contract in the meantime, which I think is only a matter of time, the stock price can move up significantly higher. And personally, here's how I see it. Until investors actually see the next earnings report, the market will keep undervaluing the stock. But in 2 months, when Q3 earnings come out, guidance will have to be heavily lifted to reflect the changes in revenue and ARR from this deal. So that will be the true wake-up call for this stock. So in my opinion, Nebius is not just undervalued, it's one of the most compelling opportunities in the entire AI infrastructure space right now. All right, so when the Microsoft deal was announced on Monday, the team at Nebius said they are evaluating additional financing options to help accelerate growth in the coming year. So this news follows on that announcement. Nebius just announced a $2 billion private offering of convertible senior notes, $1 billion due in 2030 and $1 billion due in 2032. So with these convertible senior notes, debt will pay the interest now, but can later be converted to equity at a set price. Well, so what does this mean for shareholders? Well, for starters, growth capital without immediate dilution. So unlike a straight equity raise, convertibles don't dilute today. Investors only get shares if the stock trades above the conversion price. So this lets Nebius raise $2 billion to build more data centers and scale globally without dumping new shares into the market right now. This also signals aggressive expansion. Management explicitly said that the cash will fund greenfield sites and customer expansion. So this ties directly into the Microsoft deal because Nebius needs capacity to actually deliver those billions in contracted revenue. So this also shows confidence that they can lock in more hyperscaler or enterprise partnerships in the future. Now, in terms of the balance sheet impact, this does add leverage with the $2 billion, but because it's convertible, debt holders are betting Nebius stock will appreciate enough to convert. So this is generally seen as a vote of confidence from institutional investors. They wouldn't buy converts unless they really believed in the stock price going up. So with potential future dilution, if the stock rises well above the conversion price, note holders will convert to shares, and that will mean dilution for existing holders. But more importantly, if that happens, the stock will already be much higher, so it means that shareholders will benefit too. So the bottom line for shareholders is this. Short term, this raises $2 billion of growth capital with limited immediate downside and no near-term dilution. Medium term, it fuels expansion needed to hit Microsoft contract milestones and future deals. And long-term, possible dilution if the stock soars, but that's a good problem. The company will be worth a lot more by then. So in my opinion, this is a very bullish move. This will allow Nebius to secure the firepower to scale into a global neocloud leader. All right, and just so you know where I stand, I'm not just talking about Nebius, I really do believe in this story. So I own over 1,000 shares outright, and I also hold 10 $145 contracts expiring in March of 2026. So I chose March specifically because it gives me exposures to 2 major earnings reports, Q3 and Q4 of 2025. This is where I believe guidance will be heavily lifted and revenue will start reflecting the Microsoft deal. Plus, we cannot forget, by March, we will have about 4 Fed meetings, and the market is expecting multiple rate cuts, which will add even more bullish sentiment to growth stocks like Nebius. So if this stock does run to $200, the upside on those calls is going to be massive. So this is a calculated asymmetric risk-reward trade, but I see this as one of the most compelling setups in the entire AI infrastructure space. And you know, it's not just me that feels this way. The street is starting to wake up to this. In my Q2 earnings video, I covered some of the price targets recently published by different Wall Street firms. Well, one of them just updated their price target. Arete Research just raised their price target on Nebius from $128 to $184, maintaining their buy rating on their stock. So by the way, that $184 is a street high, but like I said, my price target is actually $200. So I'm even more bullish than them. So anyways, that's it for today. I just wanted to give you this brief update on Nebius. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you are a shareholder, if you're planning to buy, or just what your overall opinion is on Nebius. Thanks.